Maybe it's Fortnite, I guess. I don't know. Go see. Sure. Oops. Okay, so I'm back recording. It's 9:35 p.m. I can't do music very late, and I can't yell very late. I've got an elderly family member, and I just don't want to be rude. Uh, no, I don't want it to be Moira. I want it to be Mercy. Level 48, not bad. False Tatey. I don't know. On this one, I could throw Bap. Bap would be a acceptable thing. Bap is a bad character. I liked him when he first hit. I used to play a lot of Kiriko. Kiriko's pretty good. This is... I don't even know what their characters are. I have no idea. God damn it. Oh no. I got her. Hey, kitty, you want my lap? You can get it. Hi, beautiful kitty. Come on, man, kill him. He's right there. He's right there. Kill him. What? Jesus Christ. Why'd you do that? Don't do that. 24 and 1. There it is, we lost.
What?
No, don't drop me. No. No. Sorry, I had to pee. Oh, it dropped. I couldn't help it. I'm such an asshole. Yeah, I see that. It's very fair. Give one to Ron. I'm not going away, bitch. Go. Go. Oh. Oh no, that's not good. I gotta get out of fucking LOS. Fuck this fucking Ever dodge the rocket cat? Please. Oh! I got out though, bitch. I got out though. Oh. is gone, what will you do? Die! Fuck this, I saved my rhyme, bitch. Nope, I'm a popper suit. Then what, bitch? Then what? Sorry. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Go Camstar! Bam, bitch. Yeah. Go Camstar! Go Camstar, you know what I'm saying? Support your healers, yo. Drop the base. Oh, it dropped. Oh. Edgelord. Practicing edge skills has paid off. Oh my god. Edgelord. This conversation was so funny. He was like, Edge Pins has paid off, lol. Edgelord. Edgelord. Oh, it dropped. Drop the base. Oh, it dropped. God damn it. Okay, what do I do for these people? I'm going to sign up Mercy by default. Bam! Insta-lock Mercy, bitch. No, 54. Okay, you're 54. Okay, I'll give you a higher level then. Swing, bitch. Better than you. Shing! They're like, what? Why do the healers have twice the levels of all three of us combined? Why do the healers have twice the level of all three of us combined? Yeah, I'm gonna give you a bigger, higher level. I'm gonna give you a higher level. Edgelord. I got him! I got your tag, bitch! I killed Sirius Black! Oh, what was that? Kill Cyril.
What?
Oh, that's old school. I threw an orb. Help my tank. No. Thank you. Thank you.
What? What?
Go Moonlit. This is fun. I'm not losing, so I'm gonna keep going. Check, check, check. It was fun to win. I'm gonna take it to Fortnite and stomp some motherfuckers in. It was fun to win. Gonna take it to Fortnite and stomp some motherfuckers in. Stomp some motherfuckers in. You understand? Stomp some motherfuckers in. Stomp some motherfuckers in. Go to Fortnite and win. Stomp some motherfuckers in. Stomp some motherfuckers in. They think I'm a Mercy, but I'm actually a level 70 Moira. So we're gonna go Mercy and just try to trick them. It's a little bit of an indicator. I trust him, Ronan.
What?
Alright, I'm gonna actually try now.
What? There's a bomb standing on you! Why do I die?
Please kill him. He's got 1 health. Nope, we lost. Here, B. Got a B. You can go play some Fortnite. skip it. I don't have mobility. Oh! 5 down, 7 up!
Come on, man! What? fucking rope! It's right there, a foot away! Grab the fucking rope! I tried so many times! What was this? I tried to grab the rope! The piece of shit developer fucking sucked that fucking dick! What can I do? I tried, I pressed, I was like, F. Nothing. Don't do the rope then, piece of shit developer, if I can't grip it as I fall. Come on, man, I tried to grip, and I'm like, come on. I don't know. I think it's you, piece of shit developer. I'm sorry. Come on, man. What the fuck was that? I gripped the fucking rope. I gripped the rope.
Sorry, bitch. You're bad. Oh, I caught him. Bah. Bah. Sneezed. Oh.
Oh, come on! Why would you nerf the damage that badly? It's fucking stupid. I punched him in the fucking face with your crazy fist, and it does 50 damage. Why? Why wouldn't I shoot him with a pistol? You're fucking stupid piece of shit developer. Fucking dumb. Be right back. Okay. Let's try and win. I'm gonna keep the music off this time. What? Oh, that's not too good. 8 down, 4 up. Wish me luck. Let's see if we can win this one. There he is. Nope.
Bye.
Oh, come on! Sniper rifle my fucking ass. Third place. Fucking son of a bitch. It was a good fight. Good fight. I got a piece of it. That guy's way better than me and probably sober, or at least high on some stimulant or something. My arm. My arm hurts so bad. "76 wins, baby."
I like this music. Oh, sorry. Hi, kitty. You in my lap? Hi, sissy. Oh, my kitty. My beautiful kitty. Hello, sissy. My wonderful kitty. I love you. You're my beautiful kitty.
2 down, 5 up. What an interesting game.
What's up? Fuck is this? Oh, come on! I shot him so much more! What was this? Fourth place. Top 5. Hi, Kitty Kitty. I love you. No, I'm gonna stop playing. I can't seem to get a win, so I'm just gonna stop trying. I don't know. Just doesn't seem to be my day. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. Very fun. Close Fortnite. Let's watch a video. I'm gonna eat something. Go to the main page. Ugh. Let's see what the gaming stuff says.
There are a ton of new things to do in Starfield, including 3 new companions, a vehicle, a pet, new ship parts, some new evil activities, X-Tech, a brand new way to play, and the most expensive house I think ever released by a BGS game. Bethesda has partnered with me to bring you exactly how to get all of these. Let's go. Starfield is available now on PlayStation 5 alongside all the new content we'll cover today, plus the existing base game, the Shattered Space expansion, and creations. Use my link in the description down below. We shall start with those 3 companions. The first one is Muria, who you can find at Gull Bank in New Atlantis. Now, she'll be here because she got rejected for a job, but after a quick chat, you can hire her for your crew and bring her on board your ship to an outpost wherever you like. Now, she doesn't have amazing skills here, which is maybe why she was rejected from Galbank, let's be honest. But the skill she comes with is Pain Tolerance 1, Energy Weapon Systems 1, and Particle Beams 2. So definitely better to put on your ship for those weapon system improvements, but definitely not the skills that I would hire if I was running Galbank. Model G is a companion that is recruitable if you have the Terran Armada DLC. They're actually found in the well at New Atlantis. You'll basically just need to go down here and the quest will automatically start, provided you've done the intro tutorial quest. quests in the game. Now, when you go down here, you will need to repair Model G with 2 power circuits and 3 zero wires, which can actually be bought from the electronics store that is like just around the corner. Once you have done that and repaired Model G, you will be able to customize their look by changing their color as well as their personality. I personally have chose the flirty personality because who doesn't like a flirty little robot friend? Now, unfortunately, Model G isn't a combat robot, but you can definitely have them with you and trade them things.
Wow.
But Delta is another robot companion that is combat focused. Now, during the first
Gonna
mission
go back
of
to
the
the
Terran
main
Armada
page.
DLC, you'll get Delta just from doing.
Let's do cuffing cults.
Over his 30-year career, Jared Leto has faced non-stop allegations from both
Oh
women
no.
and underage girls. Despite these extensive allegations against Leto, the mainstream media usually only has praise for him, except on the rare occasions where Leto lets his mask slip and he attacks another celebrity, like when he grabbed by the throat one of the nicest celebrities in Hollywood, Elijah Wood, after hearing that Wood had privately said to someone else that he didn't enjoy Leto's band 30 Seconds to Mars. Outside of the mainstream media, however, one can find truly staggering amounts of coverage on the horrendous behavior of Jared Leto. For over 3 decades, countless women have accused Leto of SA, violence, SH, and a plethora of other heinous actions. And while there are many dark stories from women in their early 20s, there are even more allegations against Leto from underage girls, some as young as 12. So that's what we'll be discussing today. The allegations surrounding Jared Leto and his horrendous behavior behind the scenes. We'll also be discussing what he claims is his cult, where he runs competitions for young fans to win the prize of sleeping in his bed. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a snack, and let's dive in to the dark, twisted, and manipulative world of one of Hollywood's biggest villains and creeps, Jared Leto. In the very early 90s, Jared Leto moved to Los Angeles to become a director, and he actually only got into acting as something that he wanted to do on the side to make money while he became a director. And he had grown up in a family that was very, he says his mom was a hippie, and his dad and mom divorced when he was very young. He had an older brother, and his dad did go on to have a second marriage, and he has 2 half-brothers from his dad's second marriage, but his dad did take his own life when Jared was 8. And his mom and him and his brother lived with his maternal grandparents, and they were actually in the Air Force, and so it was this kind of structured thing through his grandparents. And then his mom was very artistic and embodied that whole hippie life, and she was very encouraging of arts and music, and that's why Jared got into music when he was in his teens, and then started moving into movies and production, and ultimately he always wanted to be a director. When he moved to LA, he got a few early TV roles, nothing crazy, but his big breakout role was actually in a TV show, which I think a lot of people forget now, because after this, the early 90s, he really didn't do any sort of TV. Like, he very much moved into movies, and back in the 90s and even the early 2000s, you did have this very big divide of you were a TV actor or you were a movie actor, and never the two really crossed that much. And if you were a TV actor, the impression that most people had was you wanted to be a movie actor. Like, it was seen as another level, so much more prestigious, lots more money. But now, if anything, I'd say TV is more impressive and lucrative, and gets a lot more positivity than a lot of the stuff at the box office today, because Hollywood in general, as I'm always talking about, is in dire straits right now. But TV, we really have entered this golden age of television the last decade or so, I would say, with these very high prestige TV shows that, yes, they only come out every 2 years, but things like Succession and The Boys and all shows like that, you wouldn't have seen those in the 90s. And there is this budget with people like Brian Cox and stuff on TV that just wasn't really the way it was back then. And so Jared Leto entering TV in the early 90s, it was seen as a stepping stone into movies. His first breakout role was in My So-Called Life, which came out in 1994. It was an ABC kind of teen drama, and it also starred Claire Danes. It was a very similar show and not too far away in the timeline of each other to Freaks and Geeks, and they get compared a lot because they both had future very.
So we watched this before, but she probably got copyrighted striked. So now she's trying to repost 8 hours ago.
Bada bing, bada boo.
There is nothing quite devastating like a high school love triangle. It is the synopsis of many a book talk books. Two people fighting over one love interest. It's probably what the quote, "All's fair in love and war," is inspired by, especially when two people are fighting over the popular quarterback to the high school football team. There are trilogy-long sagas of real-life instances where people have confessed to the craziest high school love triangles years down the line. One netizen, OP, the original poster, she gets a call from her old high school crush. They're so much older now. In fact, this old high school crush is about to get married to his high school girlfriend, but he's calling her. And he's drunk. He's confessing his love to her instead. And he's saying things like, "I know you never want me because back in high school you rejected me." And this is all right before his wedding. But what's crazier is the original poster, OP, is like, "What are you talking about? I never rejected you in high school." Back in high school, when they were all friends, this guy had asked his now soon-to-be wife to tell the original poster, "Hey, I have a crush on her. Can you tell her and let her know?" And this girl, the soon-to-be wife, decides, "I'm actually not going to tell her that. And I'm just going to tell you that she rejected you, and I'm going to swoop in and start dating you instead." And now she is going to be the one walking down the aisle with him. Which, I mean, I don't know how someone would even feel if they find out the truth years down the line. I don't know if that changes him wanting to get married or not. Do you still get married all over this like high school love triangle? People do crazy stuff when their frontal lobe is not fully developed. And in high school, everything means something. Like who you sit next to in the cafeteria, whose hoodie you're wearing, whose locker you're standing by between class. I hate high school. Dating becomes very territorial in high school. People will decorate their crush's lockers. They'll wear the jersey numbers to the high school football games. They'll get the little candy canes delivered to them during Christmas. But even if a high school relationship withstands all of this drama, it almost always ends up with everyone separating because of college. Which is why letters like these are written to the quarterback of the high school football team. "I'm glad to have you as someone who I think will be in my life for a while." And this is a real note. This is very pertinent. Even if we don't talk all the time, or even at all when you're in college, I feel like our little bond will always be there. So just hit me when you want to go get wasted at a bar together, and I'll send you my wedding invite one day. I know you're nostalgic AF, so I hope you look back at our time as a good one. And no, this isn't like me saying goodbye, but like I know things are gonna be different. Like, bro, you were the first person who got me to smoke weed. You're always gonna have that title, so we're locked in for real. And maybe one day we'll be able to go to the aquarium. I'm here whenever, even though you never say it back. I love you, and I wish you all the best. Always love, HB. This letter never gets delivered to the high school crush. Instead, it's found crumpled up in a kitchen trash can during a search warrant for Haley Beck's apartment. Because this letter is not between two high school lovebirds who are in love and their students that are separating for college. This letter is written by a 27-year-old teacher at Centennial High School who is caught grooming her student.
I love true crime.
We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the Joyful Heart Foundation, who are working to transform society's response to SADVCA and support survivors' healing with resources like education, advocacy, and policy change. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and would also like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Today's case involves mentions of grooming, predators in particular positions of power, harassment, CSA. Please take care while watching today's episode. Take a break. Put this on pause if you need to. We will see you back in the next episode. This episode is also currently ongoing, and so any information will be up to the date of publishing. And because there's no verdicts as of now and not even charges, all allegations are speculative, currently being investigated, and or only consist of publicly available information online. We did FOIA request this case, so we did receive like a 200-page police document. I will say, because there are no charges, there will be times where I'm quoting things from this police document, or I'm quoting other people talking about and referencing this police document. There's lots of labels of what this crime was. Some people are using the words like relationship and sex, but I just want to make it abundantly clear, this is none of those things. In my opinion, I think this is just a sex crime. I don't think that this is sex or a relationship. I think this is grooming. I think this is predatory behavior, and I think it's a crime. I think it's sexual assault. But because there are lots of people who reference it like that, likely because the victim is a male student, it's not me advocating for that. I'm just saying. So with that being said, let's get into it. Every high school has some sort of open secret. Married teachers are having affairs with each other. One netizen writes, quote, 2 PE teachers, one male and one female, they would vanish at the same time every day. She got pregnant. Her husband was also a teacher at our school, and like the whole building pretended we didn't know that that's not his baby.
Dang.
Which is a pretty common theme. Another netizen writes, 2 teachers had an affair, and the woman's husband came to the school during lunch and beat the shit out of the other teacher in the hallway. The kids were filming it, but both teachers kept their jobs. And then it becomes one of those things that nobody really talks about openly anymore. Married parents of students are having affairs with other married parents, perhaps with a married teacher. One person stated that their high school had this weird open secret. The football coach was having a very public affair with one of the players' moms. She was at every practice, every game, always in his office. His wife was also a teacher at the school, and like the whole town knew. Another student says, our principal was sleeping with at least 2 different students' moms. He would schedule parent conferences during school hours. Like his secretary knew, his whole office staff knew, everyone knew. He eventually got promoted to district administrator. Yeah. Open secrets about how seriously everyone seems to take high school sports is a huge thing. Like one principal who would change her own son's grades so that he could play football. This is a common thing. One faculty member writes, the star quarterback had a GPA of 0.8. 0.8. Literally failing every class. But every quarter, his grades would magically adjust just enough so that he could play football. Every teacher knew it. Nobody was allowed to talk about it. Or another. Best player in our school basketball team got caught breaking into cars and robbing them, was kicked off the basketball team after they found his car full of all the valuables that were stolen. Half into the season, we're at the bottom. So the coach and the principal work out a deal and they get him back in. He ends up playing. We still lost though. But Centennial High School in Arizona, their open secret would start making national news.
I thought it was Colorado.
Centennial High School in Peoria.
Centennial High School is
like
one of the
Colorado.
entire state's premier athletic schools, particularly in football. So their team has won at least 8 state championships.
And the Centennial Coyotes are the 5A state champions!
It's a heavy football school, meaning Friday nights, you drive by Centennial High School, it's going to be packed. Everybody's talking about what they're wearing to the game, who's playing, who's that. Everyone knows all the players, their numbers, all the players and their parents. Then the rest of the weekend, if you go to the best spots in town, like if you go Saturday brunch, you're going to run into people rehashing Friday night's game while eating brunch.
White
and it's
people.
just high school football. Like it's that serious. And I grew up in the South, so like I get high school football. And there is something much darker going on in Centennial High School than just football. It starts off more like an open secret. It's like a rumor. Nobody has proof, but it just feels weird. One student says, there was just things about the school that just kept getting swept under the rug. Look, I don't know the specifics, but everyone's heard the rumors. Like there was this male Spanish teacher that was very friendly and flirty with the girl students last year. I don't know if anything happened, but he was fired before anything came up. And this is a real witness, a real student saying this to the police. Then there's the girls' soccer coach and psychology teacher. She's just kind of weird with her students, specifically her male students. She seems like one of those teachers that hates her female students but loves her male students, which is concerning, right? But she would just do this thing where she would constantly call out members of the football team, kids, students, out of their classes and then bring them to her classroom and like just hang out with them. I don't know, it was weird. Or she's constantly doing favors for them. She would let them leave the school campus to get food, which is generally not allowed. At some point, the other students and even some of their older, already graduated siblings are confused. Their parents are getting word of this. After hearing all of these rumors, one of the students decides to just ask one of the football players, like, you're always around the psychology teacher. Like, is that teacher being weird with you? Is something weird? Because I heard something weird's going on. He responds really cryptically. You'd have to ask the teacher that. Like, I'm not saying anything. What does that mean? Like, as in there's something to say, but you don't want to say it? But there is one student whose name keeps getting brought up in all of this with rumors about the psychology teacher. He's a football player, and we're going to be referring to him as Alex for the rest of the episode. That is not his real name. Anyone who is under 18 or even 18 but is a student, I'm not using any of their real names. Alex, just a fake name, like I said. But yeah, there's just like a rumor between Alex, like he's always around the psychology teacher. If you see her in the hallway, she always wants to be near him. I don't know, it's just sometimes he'll be in her classroom when it's not even his class. And that's not to say that Alex is strange. The teacher is the only strange one here in this scenario, but it's odd to the point that people called her out on it. And she states that the only reason her and Alex are so close is because they're like siblings. He's like her brother, which I feel like when you hear people calling someone, oh, that's like my brother, there's only 3 ways this goes, okay? A, they are literally siblings or cousins or related by DNA in some way, shape, or form, which does not apply to this teacher and student. B, they grew up together and experienced a lot of hardship or something that they can relate to, which again, doesn't apply to this teacher and student dynamic. And C, when someone is trying to deflect and distract from the fact that they definitely do not see this individual as their brother. That's it. I feel like those are the only 3 ways it goes. That's it. But not only that, they would bicker like siblings. And on top of that, the teacher would just bring this male student up in every single conversation, even if it's not about him, has nothing to do with him. She would somehow manage a way to weasel his name into this conversation with other students. It's just weird. Like, are you obsessed with Alex or something? But the teacher is on like the younger side of the other teacher. She's 27. And so while it's highly inappropriate, unprofessional, and should stop, maybe there's nothing more to it. Like, maybe that's why nobody reported it. But another recent graduate of Centennial says, I don't know. I overheard something really, really strange. Very strange conversation. The psychology teacher and the football student, they're in the hallway, kind of hush-hush whispering, arguing. And as the former student is walking back, they heard the student say something to the teacher along the effect of, I have a girlfriend. Why are you so worried about what I do? Which is just weird. Why would a teacher be so concerned about that? Mm-hmm. Then there's the video rumor. A couple of students started telling their friends, who told their friends, who told their friends, who told their friends, and like maybe some of them told their parents. But the rumor is there's a video of one of the teachers giving a student oral in her classroom. Jess is a woman on a mission. It's not an open secret if it's a literal crime. Jess goes straight onto the website submissions page and she starts typing up her tip. She enters her
Jess?
name.
A student?
Jess is the mother of a student.
Oh.
Former student, graduated student. She starts typing up her name, address, phone number, email in the tip submissions part. And Jess writes that her daughter used to attend the school and was on the soccer team. And her soccer coach...
Tip to what website?
Oh, the police website.
Oh, okay.
And the daughter's soccer coach, who also happens to be the psychology teacher, has just always had this unprofessional air to her. The way she handles herself around the students, it just never felt right with Jess. She remembers distinctly how she spoke with the soccer coach, at least on one occasion, about, quote, how I felt like her relationship was inappropriate with all the kids. However, I know that last year's team has a lot of info about a boy that she had apparently an inappropriate student-teacher relationship with. He would meet her during non-school hours, and they were definitely Snapchatting. In the portion that reads suspect name, she types in Haley Beck and sends it to the Peoria Police Department, where Detective Kraber a detective in the Heat Division, so this is Human Exploitation and Trafficking Unit, picks up the tip. He immediately calls Jess back for more information. And she tells the detective, look, she's never been appropriate with her kids. She's never acted like some sort of authority figure, and she cares more about being a peer to the students than anything. She gossips with the students, and she worries about what they think about her. And it's just like, she wants to be our kids' friends. Apparently, Haley even texted Jess's daughter that Jess's daughter is being bratty. Like, you're being bratty. A teacher texting a student that the student is being bratty, which is weirdly unprofessional, and Jess describes it as being manipulative. But the reason for the tip is not because Haley Beck is one of those odd teachers that needs to get a grip to life and come to terms with the fact that these high school students don't see you as cool or their friend, all disrespect intended. Jess would not have filed a tip for that. It's because of Alex, okay? She's saying there's this kid, this football player named Alex, and he just comes to all the girls' soccer practices, even when he has no reason to be on campus, and it doesn't seem like he's doing it to be around the girls of the soccer team. He would attend all of these lock-ins, and students have started noticing that sometimes Haley and Alex would bicker, and some of the students were saying, oh, it's because they're like siblings. That's what Miss Beck said, right? But it feels like they're arguing like they're in some sort of relationship.
So she's submitting because she's worried about Alex, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then she says, but my daughter specifically heard something when they were arguing. And it's different from what the other student overheard because lots of tips are coming in simultaneously. And Jess says, my daughter was walking by when they were arguing in the hallway, and she overheard Miss Beck, the teacher, say something along the lines of, this would wreck my career, not yours. And then there's just all the small, very alarming things. Sometimes Alex wouldn't be in class, but Haley would never mark him absent. Miss Beck would invite Alex and the entire football team to come swimming at her apartment swimming pool. And the other night, there was this whole conversation amongst the students that Miss Beck had given Alex head. That's the phrasing of it. Like, that's not me saying it because I think that would be a crime, but you get what I'm saying. Jess states at the end of this call she feels really guilty because she doesn't have the proof of any sort of video or anything, but like these are the things that she's heard, and she feels conflicted about making this tip because if she hadn't called, then nobody else is going to get dragged into it, and now the police want to talk to her daughter, the police want to talk to these other high school kids, but they really, really need to look into 27-year-old Haley Beck, who's pretty easy to Google for the officers, by the way. She's not just a psychology teacher at the local high school. She's also the well-known older sister of a pretty well-known influencer by the name of Noah Beck. If you are one of the lucky people that did not download TikTok during the pandemic and continue down the easy pipeline of brain rotting like myself, you may have no clue who Noah Beck is, which is neither here nor there. Just know that he's a big influencer with over 30 million followers on TikTok, and he makes a lot of money, and I don't want to say definitively, but it seems like he has not been in any career-ending controversies. He seems unproblematic compared to some of the other TikTokers during that time period. He mainly does a lot of big brand trips now. I think he's getting into acting. I think he has a few shows on Netflix that he's working on. So, yeah, I think he's mainly trying to be an actor.
He's dating...
He did date Dixie D'Amelio, but I think they were broken up a long time ago.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but he's like from that era, right? But he makes a lot of money, which may or may not be the only tiny detail that will hold relevance to this later. But he also did some family vlogs that feature two of his sisters. So you've got Haley Beck, the oldest Beck child, and it appears that she's always had the going down the right path type of childhood, while her younger siblings, Tatum Beck, her younger sister, her younger brother, Noah Beck, were the troublemakers. That's how they talk about their relationships.
Haley Beck, everyone. This is the oldest of the Beck children. She's the middle. I'm the baby.
They're like, Haley Beck is like the golden kid, the perfect child or whatever.
Who's most likely to go to jail? Who has more common sense?
Wow.
And then Tatum Beck is like the troublemaker. She likes to throw pizzas at Haley Beck.
She threw pizza at me.
Oh my
Why'd she do
god.
that?
Okay, well.
Got my hair.
But is Haley Beck also a influencer or not at all? Or she's just only as a sister?
Only as a sister.
So she doesn't have her own TikTok and all of that?
She does, but now not anymore. It's pretty much gone. But she was never famous for her TikTok. She was really only famous for being Noah Beck's sister.
And I'm assuming everybody in school knows that too, right? That's Noah Beck's sister.
Yeah, and apparently, oh my God, there's like this rumor. I couldn't confirm, but there were some anonymous students that were formerly in her class that said that because she's a psychology teacher, she would use Noah Beck and Dixie D'Amelio as personality references, which was just weird, very bizarre, very parasocial.
That's very interesting because you were saying she wants to be a friend.
Yeah.
And her brother is basically the biggest star for high school kids.
Yeah.
Must play a lot of roles in her brain and her interaction with the kids, right?
Yeah, which makes it, I think, more sick.
Yeah.
Not that Noah Beck did anything wrong.
Yeah.
He doesn't even live in Arizona anymore. So just pointing that out. But more on that later because there is a part about Noah Beck in the police report that is unverified, but we'll get there. Haley goes on to become a high school psychology teacher, and she says in an interview,
teachers can have connections with kids, and I feel like that's one of the most important parts of teaching, because at the end of the day, you never know, like, I might be the only person in someone's life that does care, and so I try really hard to make that known in my teaching and in my interactions with students.
and then there's really not much else about her until recently, where every single TikTok of Haley Beck in her classroom teaching has seemingly gone viral because there's a rumor that Haley Beck is the teacher in the video, where I would consider it essay, but oral is committed against a student. Do you remember the TikTok trend where two people would be running, filming each other? They take turns, so one person pretends to be the suspect, the other pretends to be the cop chasing the suspect, and as they're running, the cop, the one that's filming, will say something like, suspect is a 25-year-old and still takes a bubble bath every single day. Suspect can't grow a beard.
Suspect can't grow a beard.
The what one?
You know, they're supposed to be oddly specific. You get it, you've seen it. Noah Beck has done one with his siblings a while back, and Haley Beck is running, and Noah Beck says, suspect's best friends are her students. And Haley stops running to say, they're nice to me.
Suspect's best friends are students.
They're nice to me.
Then another TikTok is dug up. Same trend, but this time it looks like it's Haley and another, maybe a teacher or a student in a cafeteria. And Haley is running through this empty cafeteria, and a girl's voice on the other end says, suspect has a cult following of high school boys.
Suspect has a cult following of high school boys.
And there is a TikTok that has since started going viral, which is a picture of Haley Beck in her class. And on the whiteboard behind her, it's written Mommy Beck. Whether she wrote that and told the students to call her Mommy Beck, whether one of the students wrote it and she just didn't erase it immediately, it's unclear. There's nothing inherently illegal or fireable in the videos of her in the classroom, at least the ones circulating online. Although I do think that she did break some school rules. Because I don't think you're allowed to have students' voices or their faces in any TikToks without the parents' consent.
Oh, so she films TikToks.
She also would like film TikToks in her classroom, and they were just so cringe. They've all been wiped from the internet, but you can see some reposts on TikTok where she just behaves in a way that I would never want my child anywhere near her, and I don't even have children.
Like, what does that mean?
She's the epitome of a teacher that I think is not all there in the head. She likes to sing at her desk while the students are trying to focus, and it's very like, oh, pay attention to me.
Do you remember the 21st night of September?
And then she'll be like, oops, sorry, I don't even know why I'm seeing that. And then there's another part, like this one really just grinds my gears. And I do think that I have at times a very uncomfortable cadence and tone of voice, and maybe there is some vocal fry in my throat. But with Haley Beck, this is a student. This is a professional setting. And she's talking to a student and she's like, Austin, stop. And I'm like, what is fucking happening?
Is there like a trend that she's doing, or just like clips of her life?
These are clips of her life, and this is like at the time when a lot of teachers were filming themselves in classrooms. And then there was like a wave, a wave of teachers filming themselves. And then a lot of schools got mad. A lot of kids got mad. A lot of the internet got mad because they were like, you are like a toxic teacher. You're a weird teacher. So she has some of these, but I mean, maybe they're fireable offenses, but nothing inherently illegal in what has come up on TikTok. It's just a combination of all the things that she does. She has a tendency to consistently try to fit in with the kids and make the class about herself. There's another TikTok where she's up on the table while the kids are exiting the classroom, and it just seems like she's doing it to be cool.
What do you mean up on the table? Standing on?
Yeah, and
desk?
she's like watching them all leave. I don't know. Like, I just never had teachers really behave like that. It just makes you uncomfortable. She's bickering with students. Later, another student would say that the football boys and Haley Beck would constantly be making TikToks in her classroom. So I guess like the football boys would post their own TikToks. And that Haley Beck started acting more like a friend rather than a coach or a teacher. The football guys would always be behind her desk joking around with her. There is this one picture that one of the football guys took. Boys, children, students, okay, just emphasis. He's sitting at her, what it seems to be her chair. And she's leaned over her desk. And it's just like the most weird body language. Highly uncomfortable. One student says, Miss Beck would be teaching her class, and suddenly when the football players came in, she would stop teaching and just talk to them. And the way that they talked would be like that middle school teasing, flirting type of dynamic. There's also this newly circulating TikTok of a male student filming himself. I'm not going to post it, but it has gone viral. He's likely under the influence given the caption, but he's stating that he invited Haley Beck to pull up to his grad party, and she did. And now she's another student's partner in pong. I'm assuming beer pong. I don't know if there's beer in there or if it's Gatorade. Probably not Gatorade. It's probably beer. But he flips the camera, and sure enough, there's Haley Beck at a house party.
That is wild.
Other students have come out to say that being in Haley Beck's class was just weird. She would openly talk about her dating life, which is not normal classroom behavior. And so with all of this and the tip from one of the parents to the police department, the police decide that they're going to start a full-blown investigation. In fact, they have tips about other things going on in Centennial High School, so they're just going to upend and do a full overhaul and look into everything. And they start pulling up other names that they think are going to be good witnesses. They're calling their parents because most of them are underage, asking if they can come in for an interview, and all of them are led into the soft room. The soft interview room in big police departments is specifically designed to create a comfortable, calm environment. It's usually reserved for victims, witnesses, and for this situation, children, not the perpetrators. Multiple students are brought in from Centennial High School into the soft room where they're asked, "Can you tell us what you know about the ongoing investigation?" One of the students responds, "Which one?" The police don't start investigating Centennial High School because of a tip on Haley Beck. There is already an investigation underway on a separate teacher, 47-year-old Angela Berlacca.
Two teachers at Centennial High in Peoria were accused of sexually abusing a student.
In my 30 years of two females perpetrating against the same.
What is going on in this school?
While police are investigating Angela Berlacca, tips are coming in about 27-year-old Haley Beck. So now they're like, okay, well, let's investigate both of them. And this is how both teachers are getting investigated for grooming their students. And random parents from Centennial High School end up opening their front doors, seeing a business card taped on the front for a detective. One of the mother calls the detective and says, I don't know what this is all about. Well, kind of. She says she figured out, given all the recent events, she had heard rumors milling about concerning some teachers at the school, but she doesn't know all the details, but she heard that her child might know more. She and her daughter, who we will randomly call Taylor is 17, get called into the soft room. Okay, so the police, they don't do like an audio transcription. So there's an audio and video file that we were not able to FOIA, which is understandable. This is still an open investigation after all as well. But they don't have a transcript for the audio. So this is the police officer paraphrasing their entire conversation based off the interview. So these are, I don't want to say they're direct quotes, but they're as direct as it gets. Like these are all the statements the police reiterated in the police report. So Taylor tells the detectives, I heard some rumors about Miss Berlacca. What kind of rumors? That 47-year-old Angela Berlacca, a teacher at the high school, would send nudes to football players, and that she would add a bunch of the boys on Snapchat. But a lot of the students like Miss Berlacca and felt that she was never odd in class. Like Taylor is like, oh, no, Miss Berlacca is not like Haley Beck, where she's obsessed with the boy students. She's actually pretty nice to me, but I don't know. This is the rumor that I heard, so maybe the rumor is just a rumor. Taylor reports to the detective that she personally noticed that Angela Berlacca started getting weird to her when she started dating another student. Redacted. So we're going to call him redacted for now.
Wait, Taylor, the 47-year-old teacher getting weird to Taylor?
Yeah, so 47-year-old Angela Berlacca starts acting weird around 17-year-old Taylor. And Taylor is like, all I know is it started when I started dating my boyfriend. another 17-year-old at the school.
Is he a football player?
Yeah. So Taylor starts dating Redacted, male student in the school, and that's when Angela Berlocca, the teacher, starts acting very strange, as per the report. When Taylor would go to the bathroom, Angela would ask her if she's going to go hang out with her boyfriend. She would ask Taylor about her boyfriend all the time, and like Taylor thinks it's weird. Also, Miss Berlocca was one of the first people that found out that Taylor and her boyfriend were even dating. Like, how did she even find out so quickly? And then Taylor finds out through mutual friends of her and her new boyfriend that Angela had actually added her boyfriend on Snapchat when he was a freshman or sophomore. So this was like a while back. And she was always sending him weird stuff, like messages, allegedly like, my husband doesn't satisfy me enough. What? This is a 47-year-old teacher sending this to a freshman or sophomore in high school.
That's crazy.
Miss Berlocca
Are
would...
teachers supposed to have Snapchat?
No.
Their students?
No.
Okay, guys, I'm going to bed. It's 12:50 on a Sunday, and I have stuff I got to do tomorrow, so I'm going to bail out. And I'm sorry to end it, but you know, it was a fun session. Been at it for a while here, and I'm going to stop. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow. You've been watching Skycatlive. I'm a full-time variety gamer all day, every day. Put me on in the background. Click on the cast face to donate. Come to the Twitch or the YouTube or the Kick. Give me a like, sub, or a follow. I have many thousands of videos on my YouTube channel, which is reflected here. I'm going to stop recording here and...